Welcome to you all. Thank you so much for coming. This is our first session for July with our theme around the Clarity Code. So this month's about dissolving mental fog, sharpening our focus, and connecting breath with our mental clarity. And an interesting little science fact is that breathing consciously increases activity in our prefrontal cortex, the front end part of our brain, which is where our executive functioning of focus and clarity sits. And so it can regulate the default mode network by reducing mental chatter. So we're going to start going right into starting with some breath awareness. And why we need to work on some breath awareness is it brings us into a present space. And when we're more present and calm, when we can cultivate a quiet mind, our ideas, creativity, and focus are more easily accessible. So I'm just going to invite you to be in a comfortable position, and just if you're sitting up, great, putting your hands on maybe on your hands on your chest and your belly, if that feels comfortable for you. And just starting to tune into your breath. Not doing anything with our breath, but observing what it is to breathe. Feeling the breath as it is right now. If you're breathing fast, that's okay. And if you're breathing slow, that's also okay. If you're just breathing at your normal pace, whatever that is, where it is at this particular moment, and no need to change anything. Maybe noticing the temperature of your breath as you breathe in and out of the nose. And just bringing yourself into the present space, into the moment right now. All you need to do is breathe. Maybe noticing where the breath moves within the body. Noticing if your belly or your chest rises, or if there are also other parts of your body where movement is happening because of the breath. Just observing your breath. Maybe there is a texture to your breath. Beginning to draw the mind into stillness. And if the mind wanders off, which inevitably it does, thinking about things in the future or things in the past, just bringing it back to your inhale and your exhale and becoming present. So just tuning into your breath at this point in time, breathing gently in and out through the nose. And discovering and observing what it is to breathe. Letting go of any tension and tuning into the present moment. And just another half a minute here, using this moment to find stillness within your breath. Nothing to do except be here now and breathe. And as we draw this breath meditation to a close, just gently opening your eyes and bringing yourself back into the space and just noticing how it feels after those few minutes of just being still and being present with the breath. And as I mentioned, when we cultivate a quiet mind, our ideas, creativity, and focus are more easily accessible. Moving on, we're going to move into some shape-based and focused breathwork series. We are going to be breathing some shapes, a circle breath, a triangle breath, and a box breath. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be visualizing the shapes of the different breathing techniques, as well as counting. And I will guide you through the counting, but I want you to be thinking about, for example, we're going to start with a circle breath. And so that's basically a smooth breath in as we fill up the half of the circle, and a smooth breath out as we fill up the other half of the circle with our exhale. So the first half with our inhale and the second half with our exhale. And just so visualizing that circle as you're breathing, and also I'll guide you through with the inhale and the exhale. And we're going to be doing that for a count of 4. So just getting into a nice comfortable position. So each technique that we're going to be doing activates focus, clarity, and nervous system regulation, and it's supported by that mental visualization of the different shapes. So just tuning into your breath and maybe just closing your eyes down, hands on your lap. And let's just actually take a nice big couple of sighs together. So breathing in through the nose and just letting it out with a nice big sigh. And again, breathing in and releasing. And now starting the circle breathing. So breathing in with the first half of the circle, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. In, filling the first half of the circle up, and out, filling up the second half of the circle with your exhale. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. In, filling the circle up, the half, and out, completing the circle with your exhale. Let's do 3 more. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. Last one. In, filling up the half of the circle with your inhale. And out, completing the circle with your exhale. And then just bringing your hands back to your lap. Maybe you're opening your eyes. So you're visualizing a perfect circle, a continuous flow. And this one stabilizes the rhythm, it anchors focus, and it supports calm alertness. So that's one that you can do in your mind's eye, is just counting for that 4 and out for the 4, but noticing that circle filling up with the inhale and out with the exhale. All the exercises that I'm sharing with you today are exercises that you can practice at home in your own time and in your own space. And of course, this is all recorded for you to recap on. So we're going to do the triangle breath, but today I'm going to do a triangle breath that is more energizing versus more relaxing. And so when we do a reverse triangle or an inverted triangle, where we breathe in and then we hold, and then we exhale. So the triangle goes breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. So when we hold on the inhale, it's a little bit more energizing breath. What I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through 3 or 4, and then I'm going to invite you to just do your own in your own time. Okay? So getting ready. And once again, just getting into that comfortable position, tuning into your breath, taking a breath in and out, and one side to get ready, breathing in, and then breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and continue to do 4 in your own time, visualizing the triangle, the inverted triangle, steady and activating. And when you're finished, just bringing your hands back down, you're just being opening your eyes and continuing your breath back to its normal, natural rhythm. So this one also builds clarity. It heightens the oxygen delivery because we're holding our breath on that inhale, and it wakes up the mind. So also counting is a good way of getting rid of the mental chatter that is often in our mind. So these all counting exercises are very good for just bringing that focus into the numbers. All right, and then we're going to finish with the shapes, the box breath, which I know many of you have done with me before, but it's like a foundational breathing technique, really good one for regulating emotion. It improves the cognitive control, and it brings focus into the mind. This particular exercise was used by the Navy Marine SEALs as a breathing technique they used before they went into stressful situations or combat, because it really brought them into a really focused place. So we're going to be drawing it like a box where we breathe in for the count of 4, we hold for the count of 4, we exhale for the count of 4, and then we hold for the count of 4. Okay. So nice and relaxed back into our nice starting position, hands on the lap, taking a nice big sigh. And then breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, in, hold, exhale, hold. And then in your own time, please doing another 5 of those. Just visualizing the box, using your counting to guide you, visualizing a square, balanced, strong, and structured as you breathe. when you've finished your rounds, 4 rounds, bringing your breath back to its normal natural rhythm. Opening your eyes, coming back into the room. Okay. So now I'm going to do something new. It's called focused breath counting. Is there any questions from anyone on those particular 3? Okay, brilliant. This one is focused breath counting. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be breathing in for the count of 1, out for the count of 1, in for 2, out for 2, in for 3, out for 4, all the way up to 10. So 10 is quite a big count. I'm going to guide you through the first round, and then you can do it in your own speed. You may go, I need to make that 10 a lot faster, because 10, breathing in for 10, out for 10 is quite a long breath. So just see how you go. Also, if you lose count, just gently return to 1 without judgment on yourself and start again. Okay. So this one trains concentration, it supports memory, and it reduces the mind wandering, like I said, with so many of these counting exercises. Okay, so let's guide you through the first round and see how you go. And then I want you to do a round on your own. So just like it's a second per count. So let's get ready, back into the position, nice and relaxed. Let's take a nice big sigh together. In, out. In, 2, out, 2. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it's getting slower. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And to 10. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, in your own time, do that round. If at any point it's just too hard to do those longer 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers, just go back to slower breathing. You're in control of your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. If some of those longer exhales, you could also breathe out through your mouth if that was more comfortable for you. When you finish that in your own time, just bring yourself back to your normal, natural breathing. And maybe just raising your hand if you've finished that. Just interested to see how you guys went with those particularly long breaths in and out. Did you struggle with it, or how did you feel? Everyone okay? No one passing out? How'd you go, Sue?
Oh, yeah, no, it was good. It makes you realize that you've got more space in your lungs than you really realize.
Yeah, very good. It is amazing, eh? You can take those long breaths in and out. And
Just
yeah,
goes
slow breathing is very good for us. Great. Anyone else want to share? You're all good? Okay. Beautiful. All right. The next breathing technique I'm going to share with you is called Nadi Shodhana, also known as alternate nostril breathing. This one is really good for balancing our different hemispheres of the brain. It clears mental fog and it increases mental focus. I've just been discovering about how when we breathe in through our right nostril, it activates the left side of our brain. And the left side of our brain is our more logistical, analytical side of the brain. And also it has more of a sympathetic nervous system activation and the left, when you breathe through the left nostril, it activates the right side of the brain, which is our more emotional, creative aspect of our brain. If you check on your nostrils, which one are you at this very minute finding easier to breathe through? So if you just put your finger on your on your right nostril and breathe in through the left, and then breathe in through, and then breathe out, and then breathe in through the right. And just at this moment, which nostril are you finding is got slightly easier flow of air? And this swaps around all the time during the day. But yeah, so interesting enough, if you ever want to, for example, get energized, you close off your right nostril and you do some breathing like that to really energize you. And the other side is more slower breathing to bring you into a more relaxed, calm state. But interesting enough, during the day, our nostrils, one of them is becoming clearer to breathe through than the other, even though we don't realize it necessarily at the time. So alternate nostril breathing is we're going to take our fingers like this. We're going to be using our index and our middle finger just on our forehead. And then it is the ring finger and the thumb that are the two fingers. The pinky is redundant, are the ones that we're going to be opening and closing the nostrils with. Okay, so hopefully you can see that okay. It's the ring finger for the closing off the left nostril and the thumb to close off the right nostril. And the index and middle finger are just sitting gently on the middle of on our forehead, just above in between the eyebrow, okay? And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be breathing in to begin with through the left nostril with the right nostril closed, and then we close it off with the ring finger and exhale out through the right, and then breathe in through the right, close it off with the thumb, and exhale through the left. Inhaling through the left, and then we close it off and out through the right. So let's do a series of those together. Does that all make sense? So basically these two are our opening and closing functions. We start by breathing in through the left nostril and then out to the right. Okay. So getting ready, breathing in through the left. Nice, slow, deep breath, closing it off with the left, with the ring finger and breathing out through the right. In through the right. Close it off with the thumb and then out through the left. In through the left. Closing it off with the ring finger and out through the right. In through the right. Closing it off with the thumb and out through the left. In. Close it off, out through the right. And in through the right. And out through the left. And in your own time, I want you to do 6 rounds of that. So breathing in through the left, closing it off with the ring finger, breathing out through the right, then breathing back in through the right, closing it off with the thumb, and then out through the left. That's 1 round. When you've done your 5 rounds, just settling back down into your normal natural rhythm of your breathing, placing your hands back down on your lap in your own time. How you doing, Finn? Good? So it's the spirit. Okay, now I'm going to do a little brain activation activities today while focusing on breathing. I'm going to ask some questions as we breathe, but we'll breathe in for the count of 4 and out for the count of 4, and maybe just be in your mind's eye doing the circle again. And while in a focused breathing rhythm, I'm going to ask you some questions and see if the breath actually helps you recall those memories as we go. Okay. So we'll just start. I'll just guide you into a couple of breaths, and then I'll ask some questions, and you just continue breathing in for the count of 4 and out for the count of 4 in your own time and your own rhythm. Okay, so let's just get ready. Let's take a nice big sigh all together. And letting it all out. And then breathing in, 2, 3, 4, filling up the circle, and then out, 2, 3, 4, in and out. And continuing that breathing, I'm going to ask you, what did you eat yesterday morning for breakfast? Keeping the breathing going, and just keep that memory in your mind that comes to you. The next question is, we keep breathing, soft, gentle, circular breaths in and out through the nose. What is the first song you remember loving? Keeping the breathing going. Name 5 things in your field of vision right now with your eyes closed. Like, what vision comes to your mind with your eyes closed as you continue to breathe? And name in your mind 5 things in your field of vision right now. And keeping the breathing going. And now recall a moment where you felt completely focused. And maybe bring back now a memory of what it was like when you learnt to drive car, your first driving lessons. Can you remember that? That's a memory, really thinking back far into the past. And then I'm going to ask one more question. As you continue the breathing. So let's recall something that happened today that really made you joyous and happy. I hope there's a moment in today that happened for you. Something where you went, yay. And then once you remembered those, just you can bring your breathing back to its normal, natural rhythm. Did you notice if the breath helps support your memory, your attention, and your clarity? Did you find the breath then as a tool as something that supported you at that time? Yeah, maybe put your thumbs up. Yes, if not, doesn't matter. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so the breath is this incredible tool that when we go into this calmer, relaxed state, it really does help support our memory, our attention, and our clarity. And these questions prompt activity in the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, just on a science thing, which really does enhance focus, the working memory, and the ability to return to a task. So that's that mental flexibility. Yeah, the breath's a powerful tool. We've just interesting enough just to share something that we've been doing with the Qigong course here is we've had Peter Larkin, who is a neuroscience expert, and he has done a lot of dissections of human beings and has a huge understanding of the nervous system and the brain. And it's just incredible to hear how our breath, our movement, our posture, all these things, how they work from the brain and how all these different parts of the brain are so responsible for such a big part of how we function. So hearing it from a neuroscience perspective is just extraordinary. And how that neuroscience actually relates to Qigong. Also completely fascinating why we do these exercises, what part of the brain that is activating. It's next level. So a real privilege to have Peter here. Peter Larkin, by the way, is a New Zealand-based neuropuncturist, as is Alex Roberry, who's also one of the teachers here. And neuropuncture, it's like 21st century acupuncture, where they're using stimulating the needles with these electrostimulators. That incredible how it's particularly good for brain injuries, PTSD, long COVID, anything around those lines is like neuropuncture is just like next level. And I had a couple of sessions with my concussion and my accident that I had in Berlin. So it's been very helpful. When I first had my first session at the beginning of the Qigong course with Alex, man, I didn't think I had concussion, but after she took my blood oxygen level, which was way down, my blood pressure was way down, all these things that I just didn't think were wrong with me. And then just a few days ago, I had another session with Pete and everything's back to normal again, which is a real sign that the Qigong and breath work and everything have really helped me get back to this place. But if any of you are ever interested in neuropuncture, I'm happily pass on the details of them. We're really fortunate that we've got, I think, 3 top neuropuncturists in New Zealand. And yeah, it's a specialty. So I digressed, but I thought that would be very interesting for you to hear about that. I think we're getting close to closing time. Let's just see. Got one more little brain focus exercise. Okay. I'm going to do one more little brain activation mini exercise. It's another breath-led mental clarity prompt. So inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. And I'm going to ask, what is one thing you've been mentally circling or overthinking today? And then in one breath, what is one word or phrase that brings you clarity around this? That whatever you've been overthinking, mentally circling all day. So we're going to breathe in clarity, breathe out confusion. Say to yourself, what is something I'm ready to let go of to create space in my mind? What can I just let go of today? And what's one action I could take to create more mental spaciousness today? And just tuning into your breath for a few more breaths. Observing the inhale and the exhale. Bringing yourself into a present space. Coming back now into the room. Back to yourself, back into the space. Awesome. So, quick question to you. Was there any particular breath pattern that you were most drawn to today? And if any of you would also like to share, maybe if your mental space shift has changed across the session today, let me know. You can write it in the chat or you can share it with me if any of you would like to say it. Hey, Sue.
Hi. I was just wanted to say that I've always got sinus, and doing that individual breathing in with between the two nostrils has actually cleared up my sinuses.
Amazing.
Good, eh?
That's fantastic.
Now I've got a tool to use.
Great. Wow, how awesome. That's so good, Sue. Actually, I'll bring that up because I'll let Joe speak first and then I'll let you give you guys a breathing technique to help you unblock noses as well, seeing as it's winter over there and no doubt there are some blocked noses going on. Joe. Thanks, Sue.
I really like the circle.
Ah,
It was interesting in terms of thinking, because normally when I'm meditating, I'm doing deep breaths and there's a little pause at the top and the bottom, or a big pause, and that seems to help with clearing, letting go.
yeah.
And circle with that continuous nature, it's almost like that somehow assisted with the thinking, kept things moving continuously.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks, Joe. Beautiful. Anyone else? No pressure. Just if you wanted to share, you're very welcome. So lovely to see you all anyhow. Okay, before I go, I'm going to give you one breathing technique that is really good for blocking noses. And this comes from Patrick McKeown. And it's really simple. You just breathe in and out through the nose normally. Even if you've got a blocked nose, hopefully you can get enough oxygen in and out through your nose. And then you just pinch your nose and then you rock your head back. You close off your nose and you hold your breath and you rock your head back just gently up and down, and you hold your breath for as long as you can, maybe 10, 20 seconds. That feels comfortable. And then at the end of it, you breathe back up into the nose, and that will take all the nasal nitric oxide. And also what it does is it builds up the carbon dioxide when you're doing this, and that's what often clears the congestion in your nose. So it's a really good, simple one. If you've got kids or family friends that have got stuffy noses or sinuses, it's a game changer. You do that 2 or 3 times, just breathing normally in and out through the nose. Pinch your nose, hold your nose, and just gently rock your head back and forwards for about 10 to 20 seconds. a helpful little tip for you over the winter months ahead, or if anyone has sinuses and things like that, I think it's really quite helpful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming here. I hope may this breath practice support your week with clarity, direction, and presence. And I really appreciate you here. I'll have this recorded and up on the platform. And next week, I'm so excited. My Qigong teacher, Master Peter Coe, we're going to be having a bit of a chat. He's such an incredible teacher, master of Qigong, Tai Chi, traditional Chinese medicine doctor, and he's an incredible soul. And so we're going to be having a nice chat together next Tuesday, 7 o'clock, probably doing it from his studio in Bali. It'd be great if you want to come along and listen to that, because it'll give you a bit more of an insight into why Qigong is such an incredible practice. So yeah, hopefully you can all make it then. If not, it'll be recorded as well. And let anybody know that they're also welcome to join. Good. Beautiful. I hope you have a gorgeous sleep and a wonderful evening, and thanks and lots of love.